Do you want to skyrocket your bullet chest rating? Well, luckily for you, you are in exactly the right place, because I am currently rated 2400 in the time control, and I am going to be sharing 5 of the best top tips with you guys, so that you can level up your bullet chest as fast as possible. There's a bonus tip at the end which will save you hundreds of rating points, so be sure to stick around to see it. So without further ado, let's jump straight in to tip number 1. Tip number 1 is to know your openings for white and for black very well. Whether it be the Queen's Gambit, the London system, or the Italian game, knowing your opening is extremely important for 2 main reasons. First of all, if you know your opening very well, it will lead you to get a good position in the start of the middle game. And second of all, if you know your opening very well, it will lead you to use less time in the opening, which means that you could save more time for the middle game and the end game, which is going to be crucial in certain time scrambles. Now time for tip number 2. Tip number 2. Understanding your piece coordination is crucial. This is for 3 main reasons. You can defend your king much better, you can attack your opponent's king much better, and you can spot tactics and checkmates much quicker. This is an example from one of my own games. My opponent in this position decided to play the move Queen A5 because he only had 10 seconds left on his clock, and I spotted that I could play the move Rook C8 check. And you might be thinking, well, what happens after King H7? Well, it turns out I had Rook H8 checkmate, which I spotted all in the space of 2 seconds. This is because I understood my piece coordination in this position. I knew that my bishop would be defending my rook, which was giving a check on the king on h7, and that also my knight was covering the g6 square, which meant that the white king here could not escape anywhere, ultimately delivering checkmate. This is just one example of how coordination can really help you in time scrambles, and especially in bullet. I'm sure you guys have had many ideas and also examples of this in your own games, but I thought I would just show one from my own game to further prove the point. Now time to go to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is pre-moving wins games. This can also be tied in with the first thing we learned about openings being very crucial, and that learning them is even more crucial. This means that you can also pre-move your openings, which will lead you saving more time in the middle game and end game. But here is an example from one of my middle games from one of my own games, where I pre-moved and tore my opponent's king apart in just a matter of a few seconds. In this position, my opponent castled his king, and I played the move e5, and this is an example of where I pre-moved. I was attacking his knight, and I knew that he was more than likely to move his knight away. So what I did was I pre-moved bishop takes bishop, because when he moved his knight, that means that this move would be legal. And so he moved his knight, and I was able to take his bishop straight away, without spending any time. Fast forward a few more moves, I was then able to use pre-moving once again. In this position, I knew that it was more than likely that he was going to capture my knight and fall for my fishing pole trap, just like this. This means that when he took my knight, I was able to pre-move pawn takes pawn straight away. This meant that I spent no time on those 2 moves, leading to me getting a devastating attack on the king very straight away. And this is used in master level games all the way down to beginner level. Pre-moving is an essential part of online chess, and if you can master it, advanced or beginner, it will help your bullet chess and gain you lots of rating. Now time for tip number 4. Tip number 4 is one of my favorites, and it is to always know when to just forget about the position and just play moves. This is a real-time replay of one of my games, where my opponent playing black here had 3 seconds, and I had 2.2. As you can see, I have 2 rooks and he only has 1, but in this position, because I'm so low on time, and that he's also so low on time, I decided to just forget about the position and surprise him by simply playing moves. Here is the real-time replay of the position. In this position, my opponent playing black actually ran out of time, which led to me dirty flagging him. Of course, had the game been a rapid game, I would have easily been able to have won from this position, but because it was bullet, I used my experience of having played thousands of games of bullet to be able to have made him run out of time by causing him some element of surprise. And that is how I managed to win this game, by just simply knowing when to ditch the position and when to just simply play moves and make my opponent run out of time, instead of trying to play with 100% accuracy with 2 seconds left on my clock. Now time for tip number 5. Tip number 5 is to improve your mouse speed, because this is essential for bullet. And you may be thinking, well, 64 kings, how on earth am I going to do that? Well, it turns out there are 2 ways which I love to do it. Number 1, play more bullet chess, and number 2, practice coordinates. I'm now going to do a quick time lapse of me doing a 30-second coordinate session to see how many I can get. There it is. I think that might actually be my highest ever score. I'm not 100% sure, but it might be. So that's a bit of a coincidence that I did that during the video, but I thought I'd just say anyway. So hopefully those tips help, and now time for the bonus tip. The bonus tip is to never tilt. Tilting is when you play a few games and you lose them, and then you try and gain those rating points back. But the problem is you don't, and you continue playing games and try to gain those rating points back, and this results in a downward spiral where you continue losing rating points. This is called tilt, and sometimes can result in the loss of hundreds of rating points. My main advice here is to only play when your brain is fully ready and when you're playing at your best ability, because sometimes you will end up tilting and losing a lot of rating points. That is it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed these tips. If these helped you, don't forget to smash those like and subscribe buttons. The links to the Leechess team, Discord server, and Twitch can be found in the description. Have a great day, everyone, and I really hope you guys enjoyed these tips. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.